Dear hosts of the African FinTech Network and the Mauritian Africa FinTech Hub, dear Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests. It's my honor and pleasure to welcome you to the third edition of the African FinTech Festival. On behalf of the Embassy of Switzerland to South Africa, Botswana, Eswatini, Lesotho, Mauritius and Namibia, and all our partners at the virtual Swiss Pavilion in Mauritius, I want to thank our hosts, the African FinTech Network, the Mauritius African FinTech Hub, and the participants of this viable FinTech ecosystem for having given full support for this very important event. FinTech, sustainability and innovation is this year's topic at the African FinTech Festival. That embraces the growth factors for African nations for FinTech networks. As a representative of Switzerland, I would like to highlight the meaning of these words, FinTech, sustainability and innovation, which I believe can best respond to the challenges and opportunities in the future of finance, and they are still key to the success of Switzerland as a center for international finance. Naturally, questions arise with the new technologies. Is it safe to operate on FinTech? How much regulation is required without stifling innovation? How will we manage wealth in the future? What is the purpose behind the investment and how will the needs from future customers translate for these products and services? A major component to answer such questions is trust. Trust in the stability of a framework in a given country, trust in the process, and trust in the positive intentions to shape the future of finance. Through its long-standing traditions and values, Switzerland builds trust. And on that foundation of trust, Switzerland is able to vigorously support new innovative and promising areas, FinTech, blockchain, sustainable finance, with a focus on opportunities and risks, but with a clear goal of not over-regulating. Forward-thinking and living the digital transformation is not in the far or near future, but now. Already in 2017, Switzerland revised its banking ordinance to reduce barriers to market entry for FinTech firms to operate. In 2018 and 19, the focus was on creating a new licensing category with less stringent requirements for FinTech companies. These activities laid a legal framework for blockchain and distributed ledger technology, DLT. Upon the approval of the Federal Council to adopt this dispatch on the further improvement of the framework conditions for blockchain and DLT, it remains a continuous process to increase and sustain the financial sector in a rapidly changing world. Great examples are Project Helvetia, the first central bank digital currency where the Swiss National Bank complements the digital stock exchange, or the first digital banking license which has been issued out of Switzerland. Other examples of great collaboration between South Africa and Switzerland on blockchain technology in the area of bilateral education, research, and innovation cooperation in 2019. Successive delegation visits in both countries were catalyzed by the mutual interest in this emerging technology. The involvement of various stakeholders from government, academia, the private sector and civil society from both countries lead to the launch of the Swiss South Africa InCube Challenge in October in Cape Town, just some days ago. The aim is to build on the already existing collaboration in the blockchain ecosystem. The second event is the launch of the Switzerland-based Crypto Valley Venture Capital, CVVC, hub in Cape Town. With the Africa-specific incubation program, as well as launching co-working spaces and advisory services for blockchain startups from all African markets. To remain one of the leading and most competitive financial centers in the transforming world of digitization, Switzerland combines its traditional strength of stability, security, and trust with an openness to innovation in fintech and sustainable finance. For Switzerland, as a hub and financial center, the financial sector still presents a substantial opportunity. The orchestration in the financial context from the government to mainly mediate and facilitate this highly concentrated dialogue with the financial industry, including all stakeholders and third parties, to create an optimal regulatory framework for the financial industry to thrive. The status of Switzerland as a fintech hub in Europe and one of the most important worldwide is not a coincidence. There is a close and pragmatic collaboration between research institutions, private sector partners, government, supervisory authorities, and the Swiss National Bank. You are all cordially invited to visit the finance.swiss platform for first-hand information and to trace Switzerland's evolution in the fintech sector. It is a single point of entry to start the dialogue and getting involved. I wish you all an insightful FinTech festival in its hybrid format. I hope that you can benefit as much as possible, exchange knowledge, build bridges between all participating ecosystems throughout Africa and Switzerland, and most importantly, contribute positively to the FinTech sector in Africa. Thank you so much.
Welcome to the world of Swiss banking and finance. Please enter your code. Incorrect. Please try again. And it's not chocolate, fondue, watches, or any other Swiss cliches. Correct.
That's the Swiss Financial Centre, safe and secure. A hard-earned reputation, well-deserved and Swiss-made over centuries of commitment and dedication to excellence. The Swiss Financial Centre is recognised as one of the world's leading financial centres and is ranked #1 in continental Europe. Renowned for its economic and political stability, attractive labour market, high-quality infrastructure, sophisticated public service, first-class education, and conveniently centred in the heart of Europe. The Swiss Financial Centre is comprised of 250 banks, over 200 insurance and reinsurance companies, Europe's third largest stock exchange, the SIX Group, pension funds, hedge funds, clearing houses, and is the #1 location for global commodities trading and trade finance.
Well, there's a word I thought I'd never hear to describe Swiss bankers. Attractive. There's hope. Now, go ahead. Make my day. Please enter your code. Correct. You got lucky, punk. Or should I say bonds? James Bonds.
While Swiss bank accounts may fancy, trust and compliance are star attractions of the Swiss Financial Centre. Principles that rank Switzerland #1 on the 2020 Global Financial Regulation, Transparency and Compliance Index. In 2014, Switzerland signed the Multilateral Competent Authority Agreement, Fraud, Anti-Base Erosion and Profit Shifting Schemes.
Please scan your face. Correct. You're positively glowing.
The future of the Swiss Financial Centre is FinTech, InsurTech and Green Finance, powered by breakthrough innovation and motivated by an inventive cultural mindset for problem solving and engineering solutions. In 2020, Switzerland held the record for the highest number of patent applications per capita in Europe and was #1 for innovation, according to the EU Innovation Scoreboard. Finally, Switzerland is banking on a sustainable future. As a pioneer of green, ethical and sustainable investing, the Swiss Bankers Association has declared this growing asset class a top priority, taking aim at pressing global environmental risks and to fulfil a firm commitment to the UN's 2030 Sustainable Development Goals for a better world. The Swiss Financial Centre, where our bottom line is continued excellence in banking and finance. It's in our DNA. Safe, secure and sustainably made in Switzerland.